We're Factor 50, and we're at Abbey Road.
Got an invite. Zach applied the other week.
For the Amplify, Abbey Road.
We actually need to thank Zach's mum because
She was the one that sent me the link.
We kind of just started with a little bit of a song, and then the seed of the song, you might say.
like we've never gone into the studio without a full song like fully rehearsed. So it was like pretty fun to start from basically nothing, just an idea.
Yeah. Also having the direction of Ollie was really helpful, and I feel like it sort of pushed us in different directions that we wouldn't usually go in.
My name is Ollie Bartonwood. I'm taking part in the Amplify series. I'm one of the mentors. Had never met them before, never worked with them. So yeah, it was just a chance to kind of get to know each other a little bit, find out how they like to work in the studio, introduce them possibly to a slightly new way of working for them. Thought it'd be cool for us all to try and record something completely live. Wrote something before lunch all together with an idea that was already formed. And yeah, just put something together. It's been sort of like a fun impromptu day.
Hey, it's coming, don't stop, you're running. Ooh, don't sweat it, you won't regret it. Don't forget it, if you fall, it's not forever.
We just had a discussion about how we were going to structure the day. Then we just listened to a few sort of reference tracks to get an idea of the kind of sound world we're looking at going into. And then we listened to some of Eddie's demos.
Yeah, I think it's my favourite one.
Yeah. Which one did you?
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Just because we came up with this concept last night of like it being live, quite instantaneous, like fun, upbeat, short pop song. And it's also, it's like a minute long idea, and there's plenty of good ideas in there and room for experimentation.
Like having that structure of like, we have to finish the structure by like 2 p.m. and then we have to get all the lyrics written by 6 or something.
Yeah.
We have problems with perfectionism.
Yeah.
Not me.
I think if like without Ollie, and if we just had today booked, like I'm not sure what we would have got done. But like it definitely like made me learn that like having a great producer like Ollie is like the kind of like such a good way to do it, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to give them an experience that was kind of typical of the kind of studio day that I do fairly often. We've got very limited time. We've just got one day. And when you're working with a producer, or especially in a studio like this, you're normally up against time constraints. And so it was an exercise in just getting something down quickly, having fun with it, and just letting them do their thing, and also just maybe cutting out some of the umming and ahhing that I know happens a lot when you're making music on your own or as a band.
The level we got this song would have taken us like probably a year to do at home.
The process of starting that demo to like finishing the structure and rehearsal might be like a couple of months. So we've never worked this quickly before, which is cool.
Having a producer that good also with all the equipment like that is like, it just makes, I think that having really good microphones and stuff like that just made the process and someone who knows exactly how to use them so much better.
RE20 kick in, as you probably saw. Know those mics?
Mm-hmm.
I would normally use a DU12, but RE20 is good.
Mm-hmm.
Punchy, transient, good for kick in.
Mm-hmm.
We had a Moog. We used a synth. We used the Prophet synth, drums, sax, trumpet, and acoustic guitar and electric guitar.
And also bass.
Oh yeah, and the bass.
Electric bass.
And we used our hands to clap.
We've succeeded. We've actually managed to pretty much finish a song in a day, which, with a 5-piece band, I knew it was going to be a challenge, but everyone was sort of on board with it, and we smashed it.
Doing this has made us realize that, actually, we don't like, we're not breaking up as a band by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like we can actually do it.
Yeah.
And like, I guess like without, just being able to be here.
Yeah.
Is like pretty cool.
It can be quite like soul destroying, like just spending like years making an EP or album or something and then releasing it and like not getting much back. So like to get something back is like it's quite validating.
Yeah. You picked out of like 1,000 people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
insane.
that's
crazy. Yeah,
That
that's
is pretty
crazy.
crazy. There's like a massive amount of amazing artists that won't get the chance to record in a studio like this, and then you lose like so much variety of music.
By doing this for like small artists, you know, it builds their confidence and like make them feel that they can like do more of it.
The opportunity to come into a studio like this and, you know, open some doors, see some different creative processes, have an opportunity to use this kind of equipment. I feel like as the producer in this scenario, it's quite easy to kind of, well, especially if you're maybe a bit more experienced than them, kind of overrule everybody's opinions and thoughts, and actually just remembering that the artist is the most important person in the room, the most important people in the room, and you're there to work for them, you're there to serve them, and essentially providing a service where you're helping them realize their artistry